Hello, my name is Anjani Segrist, and today is November 1st, Day of the Dead, and I want to talk about ancestors and lineage and the way that our physical body is made up of matter from our heritage, our blood, our bones, teeth, everything that we are physically structured is of our roots, our ancestry, our lineage line. So last week, what came through was this really beautiful meditation, and I think I did a video kind of about it. Basically, we're pulling all of our energy into the core. And at the base of the spine, imagining that opening up and connecting with the dirt, with the earth, with the actual matter, and connecting with your ancestors through this cord of energy going into the earth. And then when you reach down and connect with your ancestors, it's like a descent of energy that goes down into the earth, and then connecting with their ancestors, and then connecting with their ancestors, where you're following this ancestral lineage line, breathing that energy back up into the body, opening up at the crown of the head, and connecting with everything you perceive to be the above: light, ascended masters, angels, spirit guides from the upper realm, whatever you perceive to be in the upper realm, and merging those two within the body. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because through doing that meditation, a lot of things about the ancestral connection, the blood connection that we have, has been coming up. And what I'm noticing is a lot of people want to get out of the dirt. They want to be out of the connection to the ancestors, except for the good things. They want to, they meaning we, I'll say we want to connect with our ancestry to get our psychic gifts, our intuitive gifts, our abilities for, whatever it is genetically that we are inclined. So we're receiving those benefits of our lineage, but we don't want to be a part of the part that we perceive as negative. So, there was, in my lineage, connecting down through my lineage to the land that I was, the land where we come from. Because we don't come from just one land, like the land that we live on now. It's like our ancestors were, many of us anyway, me especially, they come from other lands. And from each of those lands, there's a bit of energy that makes up what we are. Energy and actual matter that makes up a piece of who we are. So when we want to take the gifts of, like, oh yes, Africa and Egypt and the natives, and pulling in that energy, and then saying, like, except for that, I don't like this part. Like, I don't like that you guys had war, and I don't like that you were raping your women, and I don't like that, whatever, like these things that happen. And what's coming in is like being able to fully sit in that energy of your ancestors, the good and the bad, the things you like, the things that you don't like, being able to sit in it fully and allow that energy to come into your body, permeate all of you, because it's there anyway. That energy and that blood and the matter is there anyway. The more that we're just putting a block and, like, yes, I want this piece, but I don't want that piece, this is creating like a disharmony and a discord and anxiety, making the nervous system, more frazzled. And so letting energy settle in the body doesn't mean that we're saying yes, that we like those things that our ancestors did, or that we even like our ancestors. Maybe you have family members in from the ancestors who you do know. Maybe you have some that you don't like. And when I'm saying breathe that energy in, I don't mean that you're saying, now I like you. You're saying that I honor you. I respect you. I respect your journey. In your life, the things that you've gone through, every single choice that you've made, and things that you feel that you didn't have a choice, things that you feel Maybe you had trauma, you were traumatized, some things happened that you didn't feel that you had the capability of making a choice. And then after that situation, you made other choices. And it's all a series of choices that we're making from where we are centered in our body and in our mind, and how we're able to deal with life from each moment. And every time you make a choice, now you're in this moment, and then you make another choice, and you're creating your moments. And your ancestors were doing the same thing. So the ones that being able to sit back and pull that energy into your body and feel it in your body and realize, like, they were doing what they could at the time. The choices that they made, we don't have to agree with their choices. It's just realizing that they're humans also. And you don't have to like them. You don't have to like the choices they make, the ones who are dead and the ones who are living. You don't have to like the choices they make, but accepting the fact that your body, your blood, that for women that you bleed every month, is made from the same blood. There's the material for that is the same from your lineage. It comes from your lineage. So giving honor to the lineage doesn't mean I like them. It means that I honor them for what they lived, what they did. Every single choice that they made led up to the creation of you at some level. So just giving thanks and honor and gratitude for the lineage. And when we're breathing and connecting with that dirt, the raw matter that makes babies and humans to develop and grow, letting that come in and accepting it, because the more that we're rejecting it, the more disharmony it creates for ourselves. The next thing I wanted to say was that I noticed that people want to go high and connect with the ascended masters and the angels and the light, and be showered in this light particles, and being, using their intuitive abilities and being psychic and connecting with all this other energy. And that's lovely and great. And I also like to do that. I love that. And, realizing that the more of the descent that you can go down into the roots, down into the core of the earth, and your own physical body, being able to really connect in with yourself and connect with your lineage and the dirt and the earth, really being able to descend. The more you can descend, the more you can go up, the more you can connect with that light and be showered with the gifts of the above. And really, when I go deep into this for my own self, and you have to experiment for yourself to find out how this is for you. But for me, whenever I open this tube, my spine, tube of light that I, calling my center, that Sushumna Nadi, or that rod, your spine, whatever way you think of it. When I open that up at both places and connect with the above and connect with the below, and merge that all in my body, what I realize is there is no above and below, that it really is just this field, this torus field of energy that's just spinning. And there, within that field, the things that I perceive in there are everyday things. I taught a Reiki class a couple weeks ago, and I told them in class that sometimes I'll see like houses and toaster ovens spinning in with the cosmos, and Buddha and Jesus and Isis, and all these what we consider to be light beings spinning all together. And there really is no separation between, like, this is better, this is worse, this is the above, this is the below, this is the underworld, this is the upper world. It is just the reality of consciousness. So I know that might be going crazy deep for some people, but that's just where I'm at. And the main point of this video is just to give honor and thanks to the lineage, and realizing that the more we can connect with our own blood, the more we can connect with our own lineage, the more we can, be open, pulling ourselves open and connecting with the universe and what everybody wants to be manifesting, and I'm doing this, and I'm, channeling my guides. And not all guides are in the upper realm. Some of the guides are in the lower realm. Some of them are through your ancestry line. And so being able to be open to all of that. One more thing I want to say is that I don't want to go to somebody that, especially for any type of energy work, who is afraid of their own lineage. I don't want to go to somebody who can't connect with their lineage because they don't like what they see there. I can understand not liking what you see, but rejecting it and saying, like, I want the gifts of my lineage, but I can't deal with this other things. I personally prefer to work with somebody who is comfortable. Like if you, talking to my daughter recently about spirits and ghosts and some experience that she had, I was relating the storyline of like going into the hood or going into the scary part of town, or being able to be in the hood and be in a scary part of town and know that you don't have to stay there. Know that that's not where you live, that you can go there and be comfortable and connect with people and be able to leave without attachments and being sticky, and having, being able to go down and come back up and go down and come up and be comfortable with whatever is in front of you in the moment is where it's at for me. For whatever, you might be going through, there was a phase I didn't want to go to the hood. Speaking energetically, I didn't want to go into connecting with my ancestors. The first little chunk of time that I got used to going in there, or started to go in and connect with that, what I would call the lower realm or the underworld, the underbelly of my body, I did see rape and abuse and wars and trauma and women being treated this certain way. And I could see how all of that energy created my being and who I am. And it wasn't comfortable, and one of the first little phases that built a bridge for me to come, be able to travel back and forth. Something that started to build that bridge was me connecting with the part of me that was the violent abuser and the part of me that was violently abused. Connecting with the rapist and the one who was raped. Connecting with the one, on each side. So connecting the polarity between the two things. That created a bridge for me to really be able to have a heartfelt connection with the energy of what is there. We have to live with what is. There's no way to get out of my own blood. There's no way to get my blood out of me and get new blood, or to create new skin and new. Of course, our body does do turnover, and we do get new blood and new skin all the time. But the genetics of the material. So now when I say genetics, automatically Bruce Lipton comes in, and what he would say is like, there is choice in that. And I love his work, and I'm not saying anything, about that there isn't choice. What I'm saying is that we still can honor and give thanks to the actual people who made us, and the lineage line of what we come through. And of course, it's not all bad. There are some family members who we adore and love. And so, maybe being able to hold that vision of that person, my grandmother who loved me so much, my grandfather who loved me so much, and then, going into their grandparents and connecting that way might be easier than going straight to, the heavier things that we're not comfortable with. Somehow finding a way to get into that, though. So there you go. Short video in honor of Day of the Dead, November 1st, 2017. Giving honor and respect to all of our ancestors and all the lineage, following that back to its non-local source, connecting with that, breathing that energy in and saying, yes, I acknowledge that. That was a part of what it took to get me here. And that now merging that energy of the light and merging that energy of dirt and lineage and roots into my heart. Now I have the power of choice and discernment in how I'm going to work with that energy. That energy doesn't control me. I have a choice of what to do with it. So with that, thank you so much for watching the video. I look forward to connecting with you soon.